Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mr. Dunn. It is good to be with you today, even though not in person, but through our video here. I want to do a couple of things here this morning. The first of which is just give you an update on what is expected of you in class. The second thing is to give you a short reflection on the readings from yesterday from Mass. And then the third thing is to give you a reflection on the song that I posted on our website on Portals on Friday. I don't know if all of you saw that, but I put a Friday song on there because, it's Friday, and we always do a Friday song. So those are the three things I'd like to do. So the first thing is just an update on our class. So I know some of you have already submitted your homework. Awesome, great. If you haven't, don't worry about that because it's not due until a week from tomorrow. So what I would like for you to do, some of you are sending it to me chapter by chapter once you're finished. I would rather you wait until you have all 3 chapters done, just so I get a little bit less emails. It's easier for me to check off that way. So wait until you have all 3 chapters done, if you haven't already. Wait until you have all 3 chapters done, and then go ahead and just send that to me in one file. Some of you have been sending me pictures of your completed workbook page. If you want to do it that way, that's totally fine. If it's easier for you to just type up the answers and send them to me, that works as well. As long as you do it, as long as you send it to me successfully, that's all that really matters. I just want to know that you're doing the reading, that you're keeping up, and everything's all good. So I need that submitted by Tuesday of next week. Also next week, I'll upload the study guide for the first 3 chapters. And so that's just the things that I would like for you to be working on this week. Hope week 1 went okay for you all. I know it was kind of overwhelming at first, but hopefully now that you're in the thick of things, especially this week, hopefully goes a lot more smoothly than last week. The second thing that I would like to do this morning is I would like to give you kind of a reflection on the readings. Here, my son would like to say hi. Jacob, say hi.
Hi.
Here's my other son, too. He's coming in to say hi, too. Here's Caleb.
Hi. I hope you're having a good week.
All right, so the next thing that we'd like to do...
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Is I'd like to give you a quick reflection on the gospel, or on the reading from Mass just yesterday. So... this actually comes from the book of Ephesians, so St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians. It's in chapter 5. It's verses 8 through 14 if you want to look it up the old-fashioned way in a Bible. I'll also put the link to the USCCB on the video here in the comments. So anyway, the reading is from the St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians, and it goes like this. It says, "Brothers and sisters, you were once in darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light. For light produces every kind of goodness, and righteousness, and truth. Try to learn what is pleasing to the Lord. Take no part in the fruitless works of darkness. Rather, expose them, for it is shameful even to mention those things done by them in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible, for everything that becomes visible is light. Therefore it says, 'Awake, O sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will give you light.'" A line from this reading that I really, really like is that it says, everything exposed by the light becomes visible, because everything that becomes visible is light. I know we all have these secrets, these things that we're maybe not so proud of in our lives that we have done. And I think a lot of times we have this giant fear, this dread, that if everybody knew all the things that I've done, if everybody knew who I really was, that they wouldn't like me. And what this reading is saying, I think, is that it says it's sometimes it's shameful even to mention them. But it says that even those things, everything that is exposed by the light becomes visible. When you actually let yourself be seen for who you are, it becomes visible. And then the next line says, and everything that becomes visible is light. Because I think we forget a lot of times that God created us to be exactly who we are. And I know that we make mistakes, and I know that there are things that you and I are probably not proud of that we have done. But it is who we are. It is who God makes us to be. And it's not to say that we can't get better, and it's not to say that we can't learn from our mistakes. But I do think that it's important that we understand that we are who we were created to be, that God loves us and he cares for us as we are. He's calling us to more. He wants us to be a better version of ourselves. But ultimately, we are the light. Christ gives us our light, and we are called to share that light with others. The song that I posted on the portals on Friday is called Firelight, and it's by Matt Maher. Matt Maher is the same guy who sings "Lord, I Need You," for example, that we sing at church all the time. And in this song, one line in particular, the reason that I posted that song is because I felt like it went really well with the second reading from this past week, from yesterday's Mass. And it says, the line that I really love in that song, it says, "If anybody remembers my name, if I'm ever known for anything, let it be that I ran into the light, or ran into the night, running with a firelight." And I think that that's especially during this time what we are called to do. I know that a lot of people right now probably feel like you're in darkness. We don't like being told that we can't do things in our culture. We like to do what we like to do when we like to do it. And so I know that this is a difficult situation for many people right now. And I think what this song says and what the reading says is that God calls us to run with a light into the darkness. And right now, I feel like there's a lot of people in our world who are feeling like they are in this darkness. And I think what we can do...
I have a piece of this.
Yes. What we can do is instead of really stressing about things, worrying about things, so concentrated on ourselves, what we are called to do as Christians in this moment is to find ways that we can interact with other people, to find ways that we can become a better version of ourselves and run into the night with a light, with our firelight, with the light that Christ gives us. Now, for some of you, that might just be at your home, trying to be the best person that you can be, trying to look for ways that you can go out of your way to help your parents around the house, to be more present maybe to your siblings if you have siblings at the house, to be more loving, to be more thoughtful, to find ways that you can interact with your family better. The other thing that we can do is we have amazing technology these days, and so find a way to interact with people who you know who don't have family at home, who might be quite a bit lonely, especially now, starting this evening. We're no longer allowed to go anywhere or pretty much do anything, right? So it's important that you find ways to reach out to those people, to be the light in their darkness. Because while we all have some people around us in our house, family, there are certain people that don't. And if you know of those people, that could be maybe grandma, grandpa, it could be a friend, it could be somebody whose home situation is not as great maybe as yours. Maybe it's a neighbor down the road. But use the technology that we have at our disposal to your advantage to go and share that light. Give them a call, FaceTime them, those kinds of things. But in whatever we do this week, I hope that you guys have a good week. I hope you find ways that you can be that light in the darkness. And in everything you do, do it for the greater glory of God. Thank you.